They won't announce it on the brochures. They won't mention it in the commercials. But if you're a senior cruiser or planning to sail with parents over 60, there are quiet, uncomfortable changes coming in 2026 that will reshape the entire experience. And the truth is, most passengers won't notice these shifts until they're already on board, wondering why everything suddenly feels different. You're about to hear what the cruise lines won't say out loud, but every insider already knows. Because 2026 is the first year the industry fully recalibrates after a decade of rising costs, stricter regulations, and a massive shift in how cruise ships handle passenger age groups. And seniors? You're caught directly in the crossfire. Here's the part nobody wants to admit. Seniors are the backbone of the cruising world. You make up the most loyal guests, the most frequent travelers, the highest repeat customers. But behind the scenes, the financial model is changing. In 2026, lines are quietly rolling out policies designed to squeeze more revenue out of the passengers who spend the least on extras. And senior travelers, especially those who don't buy drink packages, photo bundles, specialty dining, or premium internet, are suddenly being treated differently. Not rudely, not unfairly, but strategically. Because cruise lines are shifting their focus toward younger, high-spending demographics. And if you're not prepared for that shift, the experience you're used to might feel like it's slipping away. You'll begin to notice it the moment you step on board. The first change insiders warned me about is subtle, but powerful. Mobility and accessibility services are being restructured. Not removed, not downgraded, restructured. Many lines are reducing the number of complimentary wheelchairs, cutting back on staff designated for mobility support, and introducing priority access fees for services that used to be free. Need early boarding because of a cane, walker, or limited mobility? Some ships will still offer it, but others are experimenting with charging for timed access windows. Crew members tell me they've already been briefed. In 2026, demand will be higher than supply, and priority will go to passengers who book upgraded cabins or packages. It's not personal, it's business. But if you're not expecting it, it can feel like the cruise industry is leaving seniors behind. And here's where things get even more uncomfortable. The dining experience, one of the core joys for senior cruisers, is quietly shifting too. Traditional dining, early seating, relaxed service, all the things seniors love, are being squeezed to make room for more dynamic, high-turnover dining models. In 2026, several major lines are experimenting with variable dining windows and algorithm-based seating. Translation: fewer guaranteed set times, more app-based reservations, and more emphasis on flexibility. For younger travelers, that's exciting. For seniors who prefer routine, predictable schedules, familiar waiters, and consistent seating, it's a disorienting change. Crew members told me bluntly, "We're being told to prepare passengers for adjustment, especially older guests." Here's your curiosity reset. Because while these changes may already feel frustrating, the next shift is the one that will hit seniors the hardest. And most people won't even realize it's happening until their onboard experience suddenly feels more rushed, more crowded, and far less personal than what they remember. And it starts with the one thing cruise lines almost never talk about: staffing ratios. In 2026, those ratios are changing, and seniors will feel that difference before anyone else. What most passengers don't realize is that staffing ratios are the invisible engine of a smooth cruise. When there are enough crew members per guest, everything feels effortless. Service is warm, problems get solved quickly, dining flows smoothly, and seniors who need an extra moment or a bit of help never feel like they're in the way. But 2026 is the first year several major cruise lines are quietly reducing frontline crew positions while expanding entertainment staff, digital support roles, and marketing-driven guest engagement teams. Translation: more people teaching dance classes, fewer people cleaning cabins, more staff handing out flyers to promote paid experiences, Fewer staff helping seniors navigate elevators, dining lines, or shore excursions. Crew members I interviewed said they've already seen the schedules for 2026 rollouts. Some ships will operate with up to 12 fewer cabin stewards, 6 fewer dining room servers, and a reduced number of dedicated accessibility aides. To the average passenger, this will look like slightly slower service. But to seniors, especially those who rely on a bit more time or attention, the difference will feel huge. That warm, personal touch many older cruisers love is becoming a premium service, not a standard one. And the worst part? Cruise lines know seniors won't complain as loudly as younger guests. They know you're polite, patient, and respectful, and they are quietly counting on that. The next change is one that insiders say will cause the most stress. In 2026, several cruise lines are introducing new health documentation requirements specifically affecting older guests. Not because seniors are being targeted, but because insurance companies are tightening coverage rules. Expect more health questionnaires before boarding, more documentation checks, and on some lines, mandatory verification for certain medications if you're over 65. Nothing extreme, but absolutely enough to slow down embarkation and create stress for older travelers who aren't tech-savvy or who don't use apps easily. One former guest services manager told me, "We're being told to expect triple the medical-related questions at the terminal next year. Seniors will feel it the most." And then there's the part that's going to make many senior passengers furious, because it hits directly at the traditions they love. Daily schedules, printed newsletters, paper event guides, and physical tickets for shows are all being phased out faster than expected. In 2026, the majority of major lines will shift almost entirely to app-based communication. Seniors who prefer paper? You'll face new hurdles. Some lines will offer printed copies only on request. Others plan to charge a small fee per cabin for printed materials. It may sound small, but the message is clear. Cruise lines want a fully digital ship, even if it leaves older guests struggling to keep up. Here's your curiosity reset. Because while these changes are frustrating, the one coming next will feel like a breaking point for many senior travelers. It affects your comfort, your peace, and your sense of safety on board. And it's tied directly to a cost-cutting strategy cruise lines hope you never find out about. The next change is the one senior cruisers will feel the moment. They try to relax, because in 2026, several cruise lines are quietly shrinking the number of public seating areas, lounge chairs, shaded deck spots, and low-traffic rest zones. Why? Because unused space doesn't make money. Cruise executives are replacing quiet corners with revenue-generating zones. Upcharge cafes, premium bars, photo kiosks, specialty dessert counters, and experiential shops designed to pull in younger, high-spending passengers. Seniors who like to sit down, read, chat, or simply enjoy a peaceful view will suddenly find those favorite spaces replaced by places trying to sell them something. And crew members say this is no accident. It's intentional design meant to maximize spending per square foot. But here's the part insiders stress the most. The disappearance of quiet spaces will change how seniors move around the ship. With fewer resting spots, older passengers will tire more quickly. With more foot traffic squeezing into fewer chairs, seniors with mobility issues will struggle to find somewhere comfortable to settle. And with louder environments dominating the atriums and main decks, the relaxing, slow-paced feel seniors love is being replaced by a faster, higher-energy vibe meant to appeal to younger demographics. It's not that seniors aren't welcome, it's that the ship isn't being built for them anymore. Another change coming in 2026 affects safety, specifically for older travelers. Crew members revealed that several lines will modify muster drill rules and emergency preparation procedures. Not in ways that put anyone in danger, but in ways that assume passengers are more mobile and tech-comfortable than many seniors actually are. Digital muster check-ins will become mandatory on more lines. Safety briefings will be shorter, faster, and more self-guided. and physical demonstrations where crew speak slowly, face the crowd, and make sure everyone understands will be replaced with rapid video clips. Seniors who rely on slower pacing, face-to-face explanations, or the ability to ask clarifying questions will feel rushed and overlooked. One safety officer put it this way: "We're moving toward efficiency, not connection. Seniors will notice the difference first. Then comes the change that will cause the most frustration: stricter excursion rules and reduced availability for low-impact excursions. In 2026, more cruise lines will require advanced waiver submission for mobility-assisted passengers, and some popular tours will introduce age-related restrictions for safety or liability reasons. Easy excursions, gentle bus tours, short city walks, scenic drives are often the first to sell out, and 2026 itineraries will have fewer of them in favor of higher-revenue adventure excursions designed for younger travelers. Seniors who book late will get stuck with options that don't match their comfort level, or no options at all. Here's your curiosity reset. Because if everything so far has felt like cruise lines simply shifting priorities, the next change hits deeper. It affects seniors emotionally, financially, and personally, and insiders say it's the one many older cruisers will feel as a kind of betrayal. It's about loyalty. And in 2026, loyalty benefits for seniors will not be what they used to be. Loyalty used to be the one thing seniors could count on. You sailed for years, maybe decades. You rose through the tiers. You earned priority boarding, laundry perks, lounge access, invitations to exclusive events, maybe even a few onboard credits or complimentary gifts. But in 2026, loyalty programs across multiple cruise lines are being redesigned with one goal: reward the passengers who spend the most now, not the passengers who have been loyal the longest. And seniors, who often cruise frugally, avoid add-ons, and stick to included options, are at risk of being quietly pushed to the sidelines of the very programs they helped build. Insiders told me straight: point structures are changing. Thresholds for higher tiers are increasing. Benefits that used to be free, like laundry, priority tendering, specialty dining discounts, and even lounge access, are being shifted into paid bundles. Not removed entirely, just monetized. A loyalty officer on a major line said, "In 2026, loyalty won't be about how long you cruised. It will be about how much you spend per sailing." That shift hits seniors hardest, because your traditional spending habits don't match the new algorithm-driven model cruise lines are now using to measure value. And the saddest part? Many seniors won't even realize what they've lost until they board and find out their favorite benefit is now behind a paywall. Another change insiders warned about is even more personal. Entertainment and activity schedules are getting younger. Evening shows will start later. Trivia, lectures, dance classes, and enrichment events, classic senior favorites, will be fewer and farther apart. Why? Because cruise lines are expanding nightlife, themed parties, and high-energy events. Not because seniors don't matter, but because younger passengers spend more on drinks, photos, and onboard purchases during those hours. Seniors who prefer relaxing evenings, early shows, or quiet enrichment programs will find their options shrinking. Even the medical center, one of the most important support structures for older cruisers, will feel different. ShipMed centers are shifting to more virtual triage, faster check-in procedures, and increased fees for in-person consultations. Not to mention, in 2026, new insurance contracts will require more documentation before certain treatments can be given at sea. Older travelers who need more consistent medical reassurance may find the experience less personal, more administrative, and more expensive. And here's the emotional truth that hits hardest. For many seniors, cruising isn't just a vacation, it's a community. It's where you feel safe, known, and cared for. But these changes signal a shift toward a faster, louder, more transactional cruise experience, one where the personal touches that make cruising magical for seniors aren't prioritized the way they used to be. Not because crew don't care, they do. deeply, but because the corporate structure above them is pushing the industry in a new direction. But here's the part every insider made clear. Seniors still matter. Deeply. And while 2026 brings real challenges, it also brings choices. You can still protect your experience, you can still cruise comfortably, and you can still enjoy every moment at sea if you understand how the new system works and how to navigate it. Because now you know exactly what's changing, and you're no longer stepping onto that ship unaware or unprepared. You're stepping on board with clarity, confidence, and a new awareness of how to protect the cruise experience you love. You've been watching Cruise Threads, where the real stories sail below deck. Subscribe because the next secret is already on the horizon.